Hello there, and welcome to another episode of My Survival World. And we're starting off over by the animated armor stands because I figured I would show them at the start of the episode in case anybody missed it in the last one. And they're really looking cool, and I'm so happy with how it came out, and I was really excited about it. But now I'm looking forward to doing the Obi-Wan and Anakin fight scenes on Mustafar. I think that's going to be really cool. But now it is time to start working on Mos Eisley finally, and this is the last build for this island. There will be a couple of vehicles as well to go along with it, and I think we're going to start off with the Cantina. And that is the first building of Mos Eisley done, and of course it's not finished because I do need to do the farm side, but in terms of building it is now there. You can see there's a bit of mess around here, like this isn't lined up well. That's just because I need to sort out the floor down here, and this door leads to nowhere. It's just the right colour and I wanted the gap to be covered up. But you can see also I have this llama head up here because once again another flipping wandering trader popped up while I was recording my time lapse. They really just don't give up, do they? So if we come into the main entrance, you'll see we have this little seating area at the front with a weird dispenser type machine that's on the wall. I don't know what it's for. And we've got a little lamp up on the ceiling as well. And then when you come down, you'll see we have the whole bar in here, and obviously all the little seating areas around. I love the way these lightning rods fit the kind of pipes above all of the drink machines. It's really quite cool. But you'll see we did use barrels here and here and here, because there's some little tables in the middle of the room, and these are supposed to be stalls. I mean, I don't have anything for a stall that size, nothing really fit with the barrels, and I thought this looked quite cool. But these barrels actually have a use, they're not just there for decoration, because this is where I'm storing all of the items for the brewing, and then we also have all of the items. These are like the standard ones that extend it or increase the strength or all of those kind of things. And then we've got a couple more here. So this one has all of my blaze rods. I will be connecting this up down into the brewer. And this one has the bottles, currently not very many. And this will also connect down into the brewer. And then we have this barrel here. The only problem is this is like just less than 2 blocks. So we have this barrel here which has nothing in it, because this is going to be where I place in the items that I take out of these barrels. So basically I won't need to touch these two. This is just for restocking. But I can come here, grab the items, go up to the bar, place the items in there, and I'm going to have a lever somewhere along here, wherever's easiest for me to do. And then all of the items, when they're done, will come out of this barrel here. So right at the end, that's where I'll have all of my potions, and it will be a full barrel. And then I'm going to have the 4 main potions here. So we're going to have fire resistance, water breathing, feather falling or slow falling, and night vision. They're the main ones that I would use, and I'm quite looking forward to having some slow falling because I haven't used any yet. And then this is just like a back storage where I can store bulk items to restock the front chests. And we've got a little kind of kitchen in here. And then also just around this side there was another room, so I decided to just put some nether wart down. That way I just have a quick resupply. Obviously it won't be my main stock, but if I come here and there's none here, then I'll have this available to actually just use it. So yeah, this is pretty much all done. I've got obviously another jukebox in here. I need to bring some music discs over. And then we just went with this kind of little basic booth design in here. These here actually are kind of like a metal panel that's behind the head where they're sitting, and it would have been nice to have the wood signs, but unfortunately I'm not on 1.21.4 yet. So yeah, that is basically everything done. So now I actually need to start building up the brewer itself underneath, and I don't think I've got any space. Yeah, I haven't dug out a hole yet, so this is going to be fun. I'll get to starting that and we'll just see how it goes and how well it all connects up, because I think having it like this where there's no obvious thing going on, there'll be one lever and then we just have barrels and I can just put stuff in barrels and it will just brew it for me. I think it's going to be really cool, and yeah, I'm just super happy with these pipes, to be honest. I think even though they don't connect properly at every point because you're moving around it, they just seem like they connect to other points. I think it just looks really cool. So in between episodes I actually went through and started tidying up all of my chests. It's mainly in this room here because these started to get a bit messy, and you'll see they just have a bit of organisation, and I did end up going and crafting a bunch of a lot of items. So we got like a full shulker box of barrels, full shulker box of chests is already done, and hoppers is already done, and the main one, and this is where most of my work went into, was my redstone box. Now look at this is properly sorted out. But also, I did do some more AFKing at the witch farm, so now I have like in here like 5 shulker boxes of redstone blocks after crafting all of this. So we have a whole shulker box of redstone, a whole shulker box of observers, a whole shulker box of repeaters, of comparators, of redstone torches, what else? Pistons, sticky pistons, crafters, droppers, dispensers. I've got 2 shulker boxes of dispensers, filter blocks, note blocks. I have like whole shulker boxes. Oh yeah, and target blocks. I basically am not going to need to craft redstone for a very, very long time, and I'm very happy about that. Like maybe I might need some more wax copper bulbs. This is about as much as I could do, and that's why my copper supply is getting very, very low. And also the other issue is this is my sandstone, and then I think I have a little bit more over in the chest down here. So let's go take a look at that one and see actually how much I have left. Considering we're about to do Mos Eisley, I'm probably going to be needing quite a lot of this sandstone stuff, so it looks like I'm going mining again. So that's all sand. Yeah. Oh dear. This is not looking good for me. There's nothing here. Where's all my sandstone gone? Unfortunately, that's something I am going to have to do. But I don't need it in order to do the auto brewer. So I'm just going to go and get on with that, and then we'll look at getting some more sandstone after. Now the only unfortunate thing is that I am missing one particular item in order to actually build this up. I've got all the other resources. I just need 2 buckets of powdered snow for my redstone. Yes. Yes, I need 2 buckets of powdered snow. Luckily it's not too far. I probably should have slept before I left. This is probably going to be a bit annoying. And that was nice and simple. At least I know where it is if I need to come and get any more. Alright, so I've got the schematic in place. I am going to have to do something a little bit strange to actually connect it up to them. Because this is a chest, if I use a hopper and a chest, then when I put the items into the brewer, it's actually going to be really slow to put them in. What I can do is I can have a hopper minecart here, not on a track, and then a block underneath it, and then a hopper minecart underneath that, and it actually works. I think because the top hopper minecart just slightly goes into the block. So I'm going to do something like that, but I think to start with it's going to be easier first if I just put this shulker box down somewhere so I have access to it. And did I bring enough droppers? I did. So I need to do something here to get the potions back out, and for that initially I'm just going to have to build up a dropper tower here. So now we're just going to connect up these droppers to the hoppers underneath, which are picking up the potions. Okay, so that is now all working. Whenever there's an item in, it will get sent all the way up the tube, and that will do the job. I mean, this is where things get a little bit weird down this end, because we have a lot of observer chains and some items in this, which I think was 50, but I can't remember now. So this is essentially what I was talking about. Now I also need a way to power this block here. You know, that might just work. Just put the redstone underneath the hopper minecart. We need a lever on here. And why am I going down? I should just look through the floor. That would be much easier. Oh my goodness, it actually works. Oh, that's amazing. So out of curiosity, let's just make sure. If I whack those in there, and now I need a way back up. That's always the annoying part about doing these contraptions. Why hasn't that stopped? It's not. What? What? Well, now it's the annoying task of removing all of these. I can't figure out why that's not stopping. Something isn't right. Alright, so I've actually discovered something super weird about this, and I don't know if this is any part of an intended mechanic, but you'll see when I turn this on and the thing goes off, we'll let it run a couple of times to build up any speed, and then... Wait. Why did it work that time? Oh my goodness. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Anyway, this was going when it was the grey concrete, and then when I swapped it out for the stone block, it started working. But now that I've swapped it back, it's working again. So it's like it only works if the original block is a stone block, and then you swap it for a concrete. That's super weird. Why is that? And it was consistently not working in both worlds, in the test world and in the actual survival world. But as soon as I swapped it to the stone block, it started working again. I can't understand this. Yeah, works fine. Alright, well, I'm just going to go swap it out for a stone block anyway. And there we go, it completely stopped now. If I activate it and I stop it, now it completely stops. Alright, cool, that is working. Just make sure that that's still working. Brilliant. I need to now connect up my blaze rods. Just make sure I'm not doing anything weird here. Alright, so my blaze rod chest is hooked up. That was nice and easy. So that's 3 out of 4 of the chests hooked up. Now I just need to do the water bottles. Now for the water bottles, I do actually have a little auto filling system. Unfortunately, it actually goes above. So if we take a look up here, this is where the top of the water filling system is. So I am going to need to just change it up a little bit from my original design. Oh, this is very squished. You know what? I'm going to turn this around and have it this way. Be a lot easier like that. Now I do need to cover these up, and I don't have any slabs on me, which is really, really annoying. Oh no. Okay, that is the water system in place now. So if I was to put a bunch of bottles up in the top, I really need an easier way of getting in and out of this place. This is the only annoying part. But once it's done, I won't really need to come back in here. Unless I break something. Now if we put bottles in here, they should fill up. Oh no, I didn't mean to break that. Ah, what have I done? So in theory, this should be, yeah, 30. That's how many bottles I put in. Brilliant. And that is enough to fill up the whole system. So if I just put this on here. Ah, it's going to fill up from the back first though. That's the issue here. It's fine. Once I put some more bottles in, it will all be working. So for now, that is actually all of the entry of the items and the returning of the potions done. I just need to work on the timing system now for actually collecting the potions out and doing all of that part. So most of it's done. I just left this all at the back because I need to basically do this in the right order. So the reason we have the powdered snow in these is because we can take an observer output from that only when it gets powered and it changes the state. When it unpowers, this doesn't do anything, and then it powers and activates it, and that's all within a 2-block gap, which is very useful. But now I need to figure out the observer side of things, because this is a little bit messy with the observers. There's basically just a chain. I've just trapped myself. No! And we just need 2 coming down here. And I believe that is everything done except from I need to place in my items inside of this hopper. Now I think it's 50. Okay, yeah, 50 items. So that's that done. We've got the powdered snow in place like we wanted. So there was one more thing that I wanted to do here, which was add this lamp in somewhere at the top. The reason for this lamp is essentially when the items are emptying out, this tells you basically don't turn anything on or off because it's actually doing its job and dropping off the potions to you. And I think now it is time just to exit this area. And let's just see. Wait, hang on a minute. I've left stuff around here. Do not leave shulker boxes behind. Especially my redstone box. So that is all now hooked up. I mean, if I was to take some of these blaze rods and just turn them into powder, and then we can chuck them in the machine. So that should now start to fill those up. And we should see in a moment when that hopper starts filling up. Hopefully, if I did it right, there we go. That heads off now. And it has added in blaze powder into those. And it'll probably go again, yep. And it should be 2 runs, so 18 per time. But it goes off when there's 24 in the minecart. So what's cool here is I have this comparator which is checking this hopper. If there's items in it, I think it needs to be enough to do 2 lines of redstone. It will lock out this piston, so these don't all need to be full. They only need to have like 2 stacks, or no, sorry, like 48 items in there, and then this will actually lock out, which means that these can fill up easier, and then I can know if I'm running out of blaze powder. But anyway, let's go get some glass bottles now. I'm going to need to use my raid farm again soon because I'm just using emeralds to get glass. That's basically the only thing I buy now. Right, I have a bunch of these glass bottles. I'll get some more so that I can fully fill this up, but for now I'm just going to leave it like that, and I will also finish off filling up all this blaze powder in here, and I am going to need a blaze farm to go along with that, so we might do that later today. Well, that is the potion brewer done, and I love it. You wouldn't even know that there's a potion brewer in here. You'd think that you just come in and use these ones, but nope, these ones are for display. So you've got your barrels here with your items that you want to brew. You can come and place them in this chest, and then you have your blaze powder and your bottles in here, and then your potions will come out at the end here, and then you just have all your excess in here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to brew up 27 of these 4 potions to test out the machine, because I need to make sure it's all working, and I'm slightly nervous.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
But I'll tell you what, let's just start off with a nice simple potion of fire resistance. So if I place these in, lovely, lovely, and then we flick the lever, and now it's going. And actually I can turn this lever off now because this only needs to do a few passes. And hopefully, when the last, I heard it go, when the last item goes, you should see this will drop a powdered snow. There it is. Now this little hopper clock here that I found online is going to essentially time how long it is for the last item, and the powdered snow should have popped. Why didn't that pop? Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't put an item in here. Oh, I needed to put an item in here. I knew I did something wrong. There was always something wrong, isn't there? Right, we need 1 item in here, and now I need to actually, if I put it in there, then it should activate, right? Okay, that was the powdered snow, and there we go. It goes along. It will take 3 trips to collect all the items. Then that will stop there, and then these will unlock, refill in the bottles. Absolutely fantastic. Now, if I go back up and I check in here, why is there only... Right. There's only 20. Where is the rest of them? Slightly confusing. Ah. You know what? I'm done with this. I'm just having these be on all the time because that clearly didn't work. Okay. Now we should be good. And I'm just going to have to ignore that sound, to be honest. Alright, so now we will see there is 27 fire resist potions, and these are going to go in the top one. Alright, so I'm going to put in the items for the slow falling. I'm going to start it off, and then we just wait. Something went wrong there. Oh, what is it doing now? Alright, I'm going to guess that it was affected by that. I mean, it shouldn't be. Yeah, something weird happened with that one, but luckily I didn't waste my membranes. But now what we got in here is probably... Wait, something's not going right here. Why is that not being powered? I can't comprehend it. It works in other contraptions I've done. That actually normally works. So why is that? Wait, but it worked on the first set. Why did that work on the first set and now it's not working on this set? It doesn't make any sense, does it? Nah, you're having a laugh. You're having a laugh. Why is this not going? Okay, new method. Where's my redstone box? Give me torches. It's a bit slower than it was before, but I don't care. It's working now. So, yeah. We're going to take that. Oh, I shouldn't have put those in. I need those to get out. Alright, that works. That's it. It's done. So now I can test it one last time. But I think first I just want to check to make sure there's no items loose in here. Are these all the same? Yep, that's good. That's consistent. There is all of these. They're all normal. Brilliant. Okay, let's just give it one more try. Now please, do your job. I believe it has actually worked this time, which is good news. I really don't know what caused that one to all go wrong there. Alright, so it should be this powder snow block that goes first, and then this one later, which seems to be the case now. Alright, yeah, so this observer was causing an issue, which it didn't in my test world, maybe because there was a block here, but now that is all working. And hopefully, if I get rid of all these in here... Oh, there we go. They're starting to come in. Come on, I need to see 27, please. 27. Yes, there we go. There we go. It is working now. Brilliant. And I just realised I actually left my redstone box down here. Yes. Yes, it has worked a second time in a row. That means it is all now working. Thank goodness for that. Well, I finished up the rest of the tidying of this area. I've put away all my resources, and I also have brewed up all of these 4 potions that I mentioned earlier in the episode. And now I have also filled up all the glass bottles, so that is basically never going to run out. And my blaze powder is probably also not going to run out because there is like 4 hoppers and another chest worth going down into there. But now I'll know if I am starting to actually get to that point. And I have a few in here. Unfortunately, this was every single blaze rod I had, which means I now can't craft any end rods other than the like 1k that I have left currently. So I do need to get blaze rods. And I think now's a good time to go and have a look for a nice spot for the blaze farm. And if I have time, we'll also decorate that with a nice design that I may have mentioned in a previous episode. And here we are, a nice nether fortress out in the open with a double spawner. And you can see by my coordinates, it's a little bit far away, but I'll be honest, I checked like every bloomin' nether fortress near me, and just not a single one of them, not one, had an out in the open blaze spawner. And I did that because I don't really want to dig out the area. I mean, I've got enough digging to do in the nether for other projects. So in order to make this build, I just wanted it to be out in the open already. But I still have to do some digging. So let's start clearing out this whole nether fortress behind me. Well, I spent about 5 or 6 hours clearing out that massive area because nether brick can't be insta-mined, so that wasn't really very fun, was it? And now we need to work on actually making the blaze farm, which I cannot wait to have because I really need it for not only the auto brewer but also for end rods, because now I'll have a renewable source of those, minus the popped chorus fruit, which is fairly easy to get, so I'm not particularly worried about that. But I will be needing end rods for my large project that I've mentioned a few times, so this is another farm for that. And yeah, let's just get all these fixed up. Well, I am back over at the brewer because I actually ended up using a significant amount of these fire resist potions. You'll see over here my barrel is now empty and I have a few in my potion box from my ender chest. So yeah, I'm going to need some more redstone here as well actually. And while I am waiting, I'm just going to go and put all of these potions back in that I took out because I actually, yeah, this is what I've got left. And I had over a full shulker box of these, so I used quite a lot doing that. Yeah, my dropper tower is a little bit slow, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter, right? It's working, so that's what's important. So you may have also noticed that my levels dropped. That is because I did die, not when building the farm actually. It was flying down this tunnel. When I first made it, there was a lot of little holes, and I just clipped myself like 4 times in a row on an edge. Now I just have a few big holes, and all the little ones I just patched up, so it's nice and smooth flying down here. You might also wonder why I have 2 swords in my inventory. That is because I always forget that when you have fire aspect on a sword, it actually breaks the armor stand that I use to use sweeping edge on the mobs. It's really quite annoying, but what are you going to do? So I just have this spare sword without sweeping edge ready to use for this farm. So you should now see the blazes will start to spawn. And I've done this whole setup here with the anvils because it actually widens the gap here, which means that when there's 2 next to each other, they don't get stuck. And then I had to use the walls to make this part down here in order for it to work on both sides, which goes all the way down. And then I just had to put some blocks next to either side so that the wall connects and they can't see me through the gap. That was also quite annoying. And also you'll see there's a couple of walls down here underneath these anvils. Because I had anvils all the way down, unfortunately, items would get stuck on one of the anvils, which would then mean that obviously you wouldn't be collecting it in the hopper. Then after I put the walls, the item was falling down this little gap here. So then I had to put a hopper under here, and now it should be all working nicely. And there we go. I just have my auto clicker set to 2 seconds just to give them time to actually get down. And now we can just leave this to do its job. Well, that is about 1 hour done, and I'm just going to kill these ones here so they don't build up while I'm having a look around in the farm. But if we go down, let's see, how much do I have? Okay, it's a decent supply. It's like 2 lines in 1 hour. I don't imagine there'll be any of those in there. So I did have to add a few things. I forgot that I need a beacon, for one. And also in here, I actually changed out, if I can see it, there's a stair block in here now instead of a full block. And it just helps push them over the edge a little bit better. And one does always seem to get stuck on this wall here, and I'm not really sure what I can do about that. But if it's just one, it's not really a big problem. Yeah, so that's the 2 changes I made. I also wanted to see how many of the mob heads I got. So we can just come up here and check in the system. Right, 4 there and none there. So I got 4 in total because I did take 1 out already. But I'll tell you what, this will be enough to finish filling up the brewing station. And we'll take all these items back. I'm going to leave these here because I always end up breaking one at some point, so it'll be useful to have them just spare. But I'll leave that AFK tonight. Alright, so I've spent 1 whole night AFK. It's been about 10 hours. So let's take a look how many we got. Oh, 4. Oh wow, 7. Over 7 double chests.
Liar!
That is a lot. I still haven't got the heads filled up yet. But let's take a look. Wait. Actually, if I jump off here, I'm going to die because I don't have my armor on, so I need my elytra right now. Yeah, give me all this back. I took it off just in case I died so it doesn't despawn. Let's see, how many did we get? Almost there. They're almost full. I don't really need any. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's going to burn my stuff. Well, I think this is going to be more than enough. What I'll do for now is I'll just bring with me 1 shulker box of the blaze rods, just to fill that up, and that way I'll have that for end rods, and then if I need any more we can come back here. But that will be all for today's episode. Next episode we're going to come through and do all the armor stands inside of this cantina, and to be honest, I've started to notice that like 1 episode I do farms, 1 episode I'm doing the armor stands, and probably because they're both large tasks and take up a lot of time in the videos. But also next episode, along with these armor stands, we're going to try and make the design for the blaze farm. I would like to get that done, but it is a very large project in itself, so that might be most of the episode. We'll see what I get up to next week. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. I have spoken.